Easy Otie Whiz is a phenomenal stallion. Well-bred and physically talented, this gorgeous son of Topsail Whiz has earned over $243,000 in NRHA competition. This dynamic bay stallion has been a steady performer since the start of his career at the 2002 NRHA Futurity, where he won the second go and placed fifth in the finals.
Easy impressed me from the very beginning. I remember sitting in the stands watching him show at the Futurity with Dwayne Latimer, and came in, I think he was draw last. I mean, that horse just came in so quiet. He just had a presence about him when he walked in the arena. He just really belonged out there, and he went through his run. I think he scored like a 226 and ended up being the top 5. And I remember looking over at my wife saying, that horse really has something special. It just really stood out from the rest. Everything looked so effortless for him out there. And got a chance to continue to watch him with Dwayne showing as a 4-year-old, and that horse was always right there in the top 5 at every major event. I remember watching him thinking, man, you know, everything's so easy for this horse that I almost think sometimes the judges maybe didn't quite reward him for a degree of difficulty because it did look so easy.
He is a versatile stallion, easy enough to ride for the non-pro and dynamic enough for the open division.
And, you know, then after watching Dwayne show him for Frank Bolea, Frank took over the reins the 5-year-old year, and Frank's a good rider, but he was a limited non-pro, intermediate non-pro type that didn't have much experience. And he jumped on Easy and went out there at the NRBC, and I believe he won the intermediate non-pro. He scored a 220 something there. And I mean, the horse just carried him everywhere through, had his ears up, and just really wanted to be out there. And at the end of his 5-year-old year, Bobby Cook that owns Out West lost her stud and needed a replacement for a breeding program, and she asked me to go out and try to find something. And I immediately thought of Easy just because he's got so much charisma. He's got the confirmation, and then he backed it up with obviously with the show record, and just happened to catch Frank at the right time at the end of his 5-year-old year and had an opportunity to buy him, which, you know, I was just blown away that we were able to get a chance to have a stud like this come into the program, especially, you know, for me, kind of an up-and-comer, for an opportunity to ride a horse like that was tremendous. And, you know, immediately once I got Easy, I had him there maybe 30 days and showed him, went out and scored a 74 the first time I showed him. And just immediately I was so confident in the horse. I mean, he really is. I mean, his name fits him to a T.
Easy Otie Whiz is bred to be the sire of the future. Topsail Whiz is the leading NRHA reigning sire. Miss Poco Easy ranks in the top 10 of Equistat's all-time leading reigning dams.
His ground manners are so good. I mean, you know, whether he's going in the breeding shed or whether we're leading him around mares, it really doesn't matter. I mean, he's always about doing his job and doesn't want any trouble. And you know, if you really look close at that horse and look at his eye, he just has such an inviting, kind eye. I mean, he almost looks like he knows what you're thinking, and he really felt that way to ride. And you know, when I went out and showed him at the NRBC the first time, I was pretty nervous. Never made the open finals there. And that horse did a great job of making me feel confident. I mean, it was so much fun to go out there on that horse because he covered for me in a few spots. And I mean, it was so amazing to see a horse go from the non-pro where you bring him down a level or two, and then for him to come back and show in the open. I thought that was tremendous. And then after that, we gave him a little bit of time off before the World Equestrian Game qualifier in Kentucky. And I brought him back for that to show after a little bit of breeding. And he was even better than he'd ever been. And actually what I think maybe I was just a little bit better. I think the horse has everything, and it was just a matter of me asking him. And that run in Kentucky where I scored a 231.5, I mean, that was just, that was something else. I'll never forget that run. It was almost like it was on autopilot. I got him out to the middle of the arena, and once I loped him off, I could tell there was really nothing that was going to go wrong. I mean, it didn't matter what I did, he was going to do his job. And, you know, obviously from there we went on to the World Equestrian Games to get the gold medal with the U.S. team. And, you know, the rest is history as far as his show record goes. And now we're at the exciting time of riding some of his 2-year-olds. I've got the opportunity to ride about 6 or 7, and they're all showing a lot of the same traits as him. They've got that big, kind eye, nice bone on them. They all want to stop, and, you know, just seem like really nice horses.
The bloodline, the future. Easy Otie Whiz.